Hey, how are you guys doing today? I hope amazing. I'm going to get chat real quick up and then we are going to be off exploring and kicking butt. In all honesty, I'd expect us to do pretty well today. We'll be amped up, um, hunting, mining, having a blast, to be honest. Super excited about today. I made a bunch of amps. We'll let you know that earlier today I did have internet issues. Let's hope that's done for the day. Let's get out our equipment. Um, Real quick, I'm going to probably burn up this LR35 before we switch to the BC35s. I've got amps for that. I've got an XR60 for it, and we'll switch over my gear. For our mining equipment today, I will be using an Athena Amp 8, which is pretty beasty. We'll go over that real quick. Amp 8 19 yield load increaser. It has an 8% skill increase gain. The tool I'll be using, of course, is the TerraMaster 5. The depth we're going to be dropping is 892 meters. I'd consider that pretty substantial. Um, I'm super excited about today. I would expect us to do quite well, but you never know. Hey, thank you very much. We're going to go to Outback 6. Outback 6 is one of the ones that's known to have Dunkel, just so you guys know. Hey, there's Sandbox Nielsen right there. Hope he's having a good day also. So, real quick, Outback 6 is all the way on the southern continent. Usually we mine this area, number 11. Today we'll be going all the way to Club Sweat, which I didn't know it was called Club Sweat. Let's just be honest, guys. Hey, Snow Ranger, chill vibes. I hope you guys are both doing good. I've got my lemon slash lime water. I actually added a dash of lemon to it, so it's lemon lime water. It's super, super yummy. Okay, so real quick, they should tell us there's a tax, there's Dunkel, Garson, growth oil or growth stuff, uh, Nix, Narc, Gas, Azurite, Zinc. Well, basically, there's everything. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. So I'm going to get out a gun, real quick. Let's look over everything. I don't want to make sure we have plenty of ammo, plenty of everything else. I'm going to look at where we are on the map. I'm going to go over here. So this is a pretty powerful little setup. In all honesty, we'll be dropping. I can't remember how many pad per each one. I'm gonna get our Lagoon Codex up. I don't know where I'm at on that, so let's find that out. And there's a lot of mobs on this planet. I really like that. Boom, we've got that. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna start off. We'll take him out. Get him out of the way so we can move on. He's big. Ugly. I shouldn't have been so close to the actual stuff right there. I think we're going to do good, you guys. I'm going to get us in a position to where we have the ability to do good. But the kind of gear we're using is pretty beast. Maybe I should have poofed us over to the southern point, but... Okay, let's get this stuff going now. One, we're going to be using a skill pill. Two, we're going to use a loot pill. And this is where it's going to get nuts. Oh, it's a great mob. I'm going to zoom in so we can see exactly where we are. I'm going to get here. We're going to go up, down, over, down, up. That makes sense? Boom. I'm going to kill this guy real quick. He's not ready for it. He really won't be ready for when we switch to BC on him. Okay, this is a good place to drop our first. Ready? Boom. Okay, so it looks like we used boom. Okay, so we didn't get anything there. We move forward. Now we're going pretty freaking deep, so who knows what's going to happen here, guys. I'm going to head towards that cluster. We'll drop about right there. I like the lagoon guys. They drop good stuff. Let's kill these guys real quick before we start this. They don't drop fantastic stuff. One of the areas I usually hunt them is pretty stocked on what do you call it? Iron. At one point I was trying to get a bunch of iron and I had found a place that was just filled with these guys. What we'd like is to hit Dunkel, to be honest, guys. Okay, so there's an 8 of Narcissium. Let's find out what we have. An 8 and a 9. So I'm going to have a ton of oil right here and a little bit of Narcissium. Now, we don't get a global unless we get like a 15 or something like that. And HOF would be like we hit something big. But this should stack us up with some stuff. Hey, Kilman, I hope you're having a great day. Having an awesome day so far. Nice, relaxing day. I think everybody likes a relaxing day. There's that little guy. I have a lot of fuel on me at this point. I'm going to just say I'm probably going to have to craft something with it. What we want is a HOF of pure Dunkel, guys. Odds of that happening are not happening, but we still want it. Like, can you imagine if we get Dunkel? I can't. I've tried for Dunkel for so long now. It's like one of those quests that I'm on that when it happens, I'm going to have to double check that it actually happened because literally, but we've mined the crap out of over here. This is the other spot that's known to have Dunkel, by the way. I literally have been there so many times. Um, More or less, I'm mining just for fun slash, and if I get something that's handy for crafting, we're gonna craft. I don't actually need anything. I'm stocked up on almost everything we have. Now, if I just hit a bunch of Dunkel because of the markup on it, we'd be rich. Like if I HOF'd on Dunkel, you guys, we'd be talking insane amount. I don't even remember what the markup is, but it's crazy. And so like one or so pieces of Dunkel is like 50 pet or some crap like that. And so if we HOF'd on it, we'd be setting it like, I don't know, some insane amount. I don't even want to calculate because I like to just imagine that it could happen. Not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying that so far I've been on the quest for Dunkel for many years, and I have yet to hit it, and I mine actively the areas that have it. So maybe it's going to happen one day. Maybe it won't. Let's just have fun with it. Get our points. Watch this. We're going to drop right about. I like this right here. See where we're at. Boom. I'm going to angle up a little bit. Okay, right here. That looks good. No, it's not. I'm mining. I know the depth on it. We're mining at 900 and some foot deep right now, guys. Just so you know. I mean, 892 is our average depth. We just got an 8 in Listerium. Yeah, we find I go deep enough for it at this point. And so it's one of those things. It like just because you go deep enough doesn't mean you're gonna hit it. Just For the record. One day it'll happen because I keep on throwing it at it every little bit. So obvious Listerium runs deep too. Shallow and deep. We could hit a tower though too. You guys know a tower exists. Like we hit a tower. If I hit a tower of Dunkel, we'd cry. Tears. I mean, I wouldn't really cry, but I mean, I'd want to. I'd be like, holy crap, did that just happen? And then we'd have to figure out what to do. A tower is where you hit a thing so big, like a 26 or something like that, and or a higher, like in the 30s. And what happens is each day you can come and extract, but you actually can't extract it all at once. It's so much that you actually get to just keep showing up and making a withdrawal for until the tower expires. It's a huge amount. I've never hit a tower yet. Very few people ever do. You have to really be pushing it. But it does happen sometimes. A tower only, I think, happens amped, by the way. I mean, like, it might have happened to somebody unamped, but if it did, they're super, super lucky. Yeah, it basically, you come and you make an extraction, like, every 24 hours. Yeah, it's a crap ton in loot. Yeah, it's a massive amount. If you hit a tower, it's you HOF and it's you're you're going to be gathering for a while. It's a big deal. It doesn't just happen, you guys. Like towers are not just a normal thing. In fact, there's a few videos of them. So if we did it, we'd have one of the few videos of hitting a tower. It's that rare. It's not something that happens all the time. Boom, we got another 8. We're doing pretty good. We've only had one drop that didn't actually hit so far. That's pretty good. I could Google when a tower starts in Entropia real quick. In Entropia Universe, where does a mining tower start, pedwise? Does anybody actually have an actual amount? Hold on 1 second. There's a forum post on it. Now, that doesn't mean I trust a forum post just off the bat until I see who says this stuff, because reality-wise, who knows? Yeah, you can only grab so much of it per day. Hold on 1 second. I'm waiting for it to load. Oh. It takes a long time to get the whole deposit. You get a percent per 24 hours, and you click. Okay, yeah, that's how it works. No, oh, you can extract 4,000 ped per 24 hours, is what it is if you hit a tower. So it's a plus 4,000 something ped hit. Just so you guys know. So it's like, holy crap. I've never got a tower. Just so you guys know, that's never happened for me. I'll take one. I mean, like, we'll all take one, right? I don't want to have one of those. Oh, I have no idea what all. I've never had one. Like, I'm going to just be honest, guys. I've never hit a tower, so I can't tell you what happens outside of I know what supposedly happens. Like, I believe the people that have informed me on how towers worked before. Yeah, it just legitimately it's one of those things that no, I've never had one. I'm not really a million percent on what will happen if we hit one. We'd get excited. I think we probably need a 12 amp to hit a tower, just to be honest. Or maybe even higher. I mean, I don't know because the people that have hit them don't really like to tell you, hey, I hit one and this is what I was using for some reason. I don't think it would matter that much. It's not like everybody's going to go out and replicate it, but, you know. And for all I know, most of the towers could be being done on indoor mining. I mean, there's a 10 of Gazardite. Let's look at what we have here. Yeah, and see that's probably good for them. I would like to get any tower. Honestly, I'll take a tower of oil. Literally, the second you're getting that kind of pullback, I don't think anybody's going to be that woo-woo-y about whatever it is, to be honest. I wouldn't be woo-woo-y. We're using an 8 amp right now, though. And so there might be a chance that we're not hardcore enough, but we're dropping at 890 something meters with an 8 amp. And so the odds that we do okay are reasonable, I mean. It's not guaranteed we do okay. Like they could decide that they just are beasting me today and that they don't like my attitude. But I think my attitude's pretty good today. And so I hope that they just give us some love. I'm okay with a nice spirally, just to be honest. Yeah, they have to be fully mined out. In which, can I tell you, I've heard of somebody unfortunately messing around in a PvP area and towering before. But I didn't know for sure if it had happened. I had just heard that some guy had hit a tower in a PvP area. In which then, like, WTF on that. That's not the best luck. I've never hit one, so guys, most of this is conjecture based on other people saying stuff. Until we hit one, we don't actually know. But we like the idea of it, right? I do. I love the idea. There's a 9 of Azurdite. I actually use this material, just so you guys know. That's kind of exciting. I I don't know. I would think that when they do their annual reset that they'd clear all the towers, but I honestly don't know, you guys. I know about them. I've never been the lucky guy that hit one, so cross your fingers. Hope that we hit one today of something interesting. Can you imagine a Tower of Dunkel? We'd be like, boom, instantly wealthy. Like land area wealthy, guys. Don't even know what we'd do. This is a good area, though, to hunt slash mine for mid-level. I mean, like, I know that there's some places that are probably better for, like, hey, I'm a Uber, but oh, I was hoping something was going to happen. It was taking long enough that I was like, woo, we about to do something? No. Oh, well, that guy needs to get back in the game and go collect his stuff. But that's good to know that we've got whatever amount it takes to do it. But you can extract 4,000 ped per day, so you know what I mean? Whoever's not collecting their $400 daily is crazy. I usually go with something I make, and I don't have a blueprint for something past that. Um, and so I personally have used a D one time, and I thought it was fun, but they burn out super fast. The Ds are like just, they burn out way faster than what I liked. I like to have a little bit of time. Plus, I like, oh, look at this. We're already overweight, you guys. They're overweightness. They know how to get us overweight quick. Trying to watch our little position so I can kind of tell if we actually got somewhere yet. Okay, let's drop again. Yeah, there are unlimited. Oof. It was taking long enough that I got that whole excitement that we might be getting a global. There are a few people that have unlimited amps of different kinds. I'm using Athena's though. I like the Athena amps because of the extra bonus to skill gain and stuff. I'm still trying to skill gain up, you guys. These guys are ugly. Kind of feel those pinchers he has would be dangerous though. You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure I'm going the right way. Boom. Okay, we're going this way now. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to find a vehicle real quick and send it back. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, now. Boom. That's how we get light. I know some people think that's cheap to do. We'll claim our stuff later on when we get back to the planetary storage. That's why some people carry vehicles on them, just so you guys know, so that they can just send their materials back somewhere. Super handy. Robbed. It's okay. Hey, how you doing, Avalonus and Vayek? I hope you're all just having a great day. Zeker, I hope you're having, or Zeke Saucer. I hope that's supposed to be Zeke. Zach. It's probably Zach. With a Z, it's Zach. Yeah. He's eyeballing us. Look at that. Don't you feel those pinchers would be dangerous as crap? I don't think we'd want to be pinched by that. I'm going to have to kill him. I feel that these pinchers would... Look at how thick those babies are. Be like some kind of crab food. Okay. Drop this baby down again. See what I mean though? When they like take a long time, don't you guys feel like, oh, we're about to do something good? And then all of a sudden they're like, no, no, we're not. Now I'm always all like, dang, brutal, brutal. It's just a little brutal, but you know what I'm saying. It isn't kind. We don't like it when they don't give us something. Let's go down here. This looks like a good little place to be dropping drops. No, somebody told me Dunkel's on other planets too. Jeez, that was multiple in a row without them giving us love. I've heard Dunkel's on other places. I just don't know the verified spots that it's been hit. If I did, I would try them too, just so you guys know. But I've heard of it being hit on other places. So, like, but I don't know where those places are necessarily, which makes me hesitant to just go and drop a ton of ped trying to find out. I guess we could hit something else, but come on. Ah, 3 in a row. Guys, that's them hating on us. I'm gonna get down by this tree and we'll drop another. But when they're like that, they don't like us very much. It is what it is. I don't like it when they do that to us. Just gonna be. This is a very flowery area, right? Do you guys feel that this flowery area is a nice area? Let's do it. Come on, be nice to us. We're in a flower area. Crude oil at 9 is not gonna cover the 3 in a row we did not do well on. Just gonna be honest, guys. So, like, we'd have to have hit 40 to just be even. My water's just so freaking good, it's not even funny. I only made myself 1-8 today. I made myself a 2 also, just so you guys know. Somebody just hit a 2059 pad Noosal Stalker, though. That's pretty pimp. And, like, they're having a good day. Glad for them. Hope they're happy about it. That's a pretty freaking good Noosal. I would consider that a super good Noosal, right? Yeah, actually, anything over 1,000 pet on a creature, I consider a pretty. That was pimp. Oh, no crap. Well, good for them. Did they loot it or is it in the auction house? Because that's a pretty good deal right there. Unlimited chips, guys, are the way to go. And it's hard to find a cheap chip that's unlimited for, oh, it was a loot. Oh, then they're happy. That's super cool. Yeah, well, I hope they're happy. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're a unhappy person. But if I get an unlimited chip, I'm gonna just let you guys know. I'm always happy with unlimited chips. Okay, we're gonna head this way. I'm gonna go kill these guys first, though. I feel that this is pretty conducive to mining here, though, because it's kind of feels like they left the population of monsters pretty down. You know what I'm saying? To where you're not having to really hunt that much to get around. Okay, we'll head this way now. Come on, don't be cruel to us. Sometimes they're cruel. That was cruel right there. That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes this game is a mean girl. Mean girl. Sometimes it's all sweet, lovey, seeing what you need, taking care of you. Sometimes, sometimes it's just not nice. It's a mixed bag, right? Lately, though, not been too sweet on me. I don't know what's up with that. Are you serious on this? They're just being brutal as crap today, you guys. So this might be one of those events where I just get my butt kicked all stream. It happens sometimes. I don't like it. In fact, that's like one of the things I don't like when we just get our butt kicked. I'm a big not fan of getting my butt kicked. Come on, give us a swirly thingy. They're just brutal today, you guys. Brutal. Brutal, brutal. Let's hope that turns around. It might not. I never know if they're just going to be mean all day or if it's just like a phase. But who knows, right? Well, we don't know. I mean, like, I would like to believe that we're charging up towards an HOF. I honestly, I've had days where they're just like slapping the crap out of me, though, you guys. Like today. Like today is obviously a slapping the crap out of me a day. It's okay. We'll just keep going. Sometimes you can't do anything about it. So you just take a deep breath. You try to remojo yourself. You sit here and center yourself a little bit. You say to yourself, I'm going to kill this dude right here. And then you hope that the cosmos reaches out to you with a HOF. It doesn't mean it'll happen, but we do hope that. But at this point, with the amount they've been punching us, we need a minimum of global, just so you guys know. Yeah, that's at 9. That's not really going to do it either, just to be honest. Ooh, they're being brutal. I mean, I'll be able to craft some stuff with this. And I loaded the auction house, so we're probably covered on making the pet back. But I'd like to not be like, hey, let me subsidize our butt kicking with my auction house money. Personally, you know. Let's kill these dudes. They kind of squill in a weird way, don't they? Okay. We've got a few more drops at least. That's all I'm gonna say. It's like, what's gonna happen? What is gonna happen? Growth molecules. Also, I don't need a bunch of growth molecules. If I owned a land area, that'd be totally different. Just gonna be honest. That'd be nice, but currently I do not own a land area. So, although this guy's probably doing good with it. I think this is one of the land areas that does pretty well, you guys. I use zinc though. I don't remember what for, but some subcomponent that I can make. And so we can just make a big batch of that and take the. Oh, see, look, we're overweight again. Okay, we're gonna send this one back. I gotta make sure I don't have stuff in the inventory in it. It's the wrong stuff. Open inventory. Oh, whoa. Do we have anything that light? I will just send this baby back. I'm gonna be out of vehicles to send materials back in a little bit. I like that area over there. I'm gonna walk over there and drop one, hoping that maybe they like us over there. I don't know if that's gonna be true. We've almost burnt through a 208 pad little clicky click machine, which I think is 51 drops all the way. So like maybe not 51. I don't know what it is. Honestly, I'm randomly said that. I have no idea. I had to figure that out later on. They are just not liking me today. So I don't know, you guys. If you're wondering if this land area is being brutal today and not giving out any love, it is not giving out love right this second. That's okay. Normally we get a lot of love, so I try not to be woo-woo when we're kind of put in place. But honestly, I don't like being put in place. It's kind of like, ow. Okay, let's drop this baby again. We have not got a single global even, which just blows my mind with this level of an amp. I usually get at least a global. Yeah, they'll give us some love eventually. I'd rather have it hit us on some kind of like we hit some dunkel type situation. That'd be really pimp. I have a blueprint that takes dunkel. I probably could just buy the dunkel for the amount I put into like actually attempting to mine my own dunkel, but I like the idea that one day we hit it, we get a big HOF on dunkel, then our character retires to a distant galaxy where he just plays the rest of his days. He doesn't really retire. I mean, basically we'd just be doing the same stuff, but with a lot more money. Okay, right here. This looks like a sexy place to drop. Okay, there's an 8 in Listerium. That's crap. We didn't need that, but yeah. So we're not gonna be down 200 pad, but we're gonna be down a little bit. Let's see. We're 8 divided by 200 or 208. Not wanting to do the math on that, just to be honest, you guys. Is 26. So 260 pets what we're using altogether. So we'll be able to figure out did we get back what percent. I'm not confident that we're getting a super good amount back, but at least we're gonna be I don't know 100 pet or some crap like that, 150 pet. So like maybe 75% back, even though it's went bad. Rough. I'll make another one too eventually. I mean, just probably really soon. But I know after hitting this, we'll want to wait at least a week before we hit it again. Especially if we get our butt kicked, you know what I mean? Get your butt kicked and come back the very next day to get your butt kicked. That's just brutal, brutal. Nobody wants that kind of situation. Well, this is our last drop. Okay, let's get it. Ready? Cross your fingers, you guys. Our last little droppy drop. Let's hope that something happens here. I'm going to just throw on a different amp and we'll mine some other area. But, ooh, see, they just punched us in the face a little bit. Let's go find out how bad it went. We know that we used 260. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw my skateboard out here. So we can go back over there. And then we'll switch over to just hunting for a little bit and casual mining. I'll find an area where we can casual mine a little bit. Maybe down in the out of bounds area. Who knows? Maybe we'll just kill a bunch of these dudes. I would bet we got our butt kicked pretty bad though. Just, oh, are you serious? Okay. It looks like they haven't bought all their stuff for their area yet. So we're going to go right here real quick. I used to live here, right here. There's tons of zinc in this area. Okay, let's find out what we have here. Oh, I'm grabbing the wrong thing. I've got some vehicles in here. I probably should check and make sure none of them have stuff in them. Ooh. Okay, so we just spent 260 ped. Let's find out what we're at. We're at over frickin' weight, you guys. Okay, go to sell. 180, huh? 85, 185 out of 260. Minus 75 ped. Not horrible, honestly. That's still our butt kicked. I mean, that's definitely not profitable. So we don't like that. We dislike the crap out of that. Let's get this out of here. Boom. I'm gonna put this into storage. I do treasure hunt sometimes. Honestly, I don't like doing much on Ark because I don't consider it profitable. Like I go to Ark for like tourist type stuff, but mostly off planet I don't really consider super good. I mean I can make money on Calypso most of the time, not mining obviously, but I can just craft and stuff like that and make cash. And on Arcadia, what am I going to do? Literally spend money. That's literally why I don't like going off onto other planets most of the time. For me, it's costly because I'm not here to load the auction house. And then on top of not being here to load the auction house, what am I gonna get that's actually valuable on another planet? Cyrene, at least I can get skills. Planet Tolan, I can get skills that I use. Arcadia, outside of mothershipping, I don't really know what there is for me to do that's actually of a value. And that's most of why I don't. Yeah, it's just not worth it to just go and spend money so I can be on another planet, which is what I feel I do on most other planets, is just go spend money. Now, if I'm there for a specific thing like blueprint runs and stuff like that, that's totally different. blueprint runs, I can actually do some stuff. But for the most part, most of the materials on other planets, there's not a super big markup. I'm going to have to fly it back here to sell it more or less, unless I really want to sit there and work the planet. And so it's just tourism. I mean, it's fun to do, but I already have most of the blueprints in the game that I want. And so I'm not going to get some brand new blueprint that's super awesome. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to bring online another blueprint at this point. Like unless I feel like it. And to me, I would rather just get really good at what I do already in the game rather than spend money to for no reason. And most of the time, I really do feel that when I go off the planets and stuff like that, I'm just spending money to be off planet. On top of that, I'm missing out on all the sales I would get from loading the auction house and keeping my store up. And so it's kind of one of those holy crap, what the heck am I doing? I do like going to Cyrene. I do like going to Planet Tulin for like the skill missions and stuff like that. But I don't really need any more skill in the stuff that much. I can already craft all the stuff I want to craft. And so, I don't know. It's a mixed bag, right? I wouldn't want one. I wouldn't want an off planet store at all. No, it'd be too much work to keep it up. I already have to fly all over the galaxy to keep. Anytime I go off planet, I spend a whole bunch of time, hours and hours, and lots of actual, like, to fly back and forth to stock my store. And so having another store on a different planet wouldn't do anything for me at this point. Like if somebody got their stuff together on Rocktopia and was actively running Rocktopia, I might would want a store on Rocktopia. And that would even be a might at this point, just so you guys know. Like it's really hard to make money when you're wasting an hour to 2 hours flying back and forth, which an hour to 2 hours of my time is worth more than I'm ever going to make in this game. And that's just reality. My time I consider super valuable. And so then on top of that, they may do that. And if they want to fix all of their instances and actually fix the rest of the stuff that they've got messed up, I'm totally excited for that. But if they're not going to fix what they. So they've got instances that have been broke on Rocktopia for years now. And so, like, they can just fix the stuff that they actually haven't fixed. That'd be super chill. You know what I mean? But selling shares, honestly, is ridiculous for some of these planets. They don't have their crap together. Like, that's one of the things that bugs me about some of these planets. They're selling shares on something that's just finished fixing your planet. Like, I don't mind people having shares and blah, 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 but they're not raising money and then doing something productive. They're just profiteering off of it. I would watch and see what the profit rate is. I wouldn't buy them immediately. I'd wait till they came down in price. All of the shares have went down in price after IPO. IPOs are like that, you guys. IPOs, initial price offerings or public offerings, are always, almost always brutal. Like you could buy 24 or 48 hours later after the peak and drop and get it before it has the bounce and be better off. I would watch the shares and make a decision. If it had a greater return than the other places, maybe, but a lot of the planets have too many people that aren't actually there. A lot of free to play, which is good. The game needs free to play players, but unless there's a certain level of economic activity happening on a planet, shares of that planet don't mean anything. I mean, they're just shares of the planet to own shares of the planet. Thought I saw something here. I honestly, I don't think that Rocktopia has got its stuff together to any level that it has any business offering shares. Like if they want to go and fix a bunch of stuff and get their actual management team together, then yeah, sell some shares. Hey Iverson, I hope you're having a great day. But most of these planets aren't ran well enough to be doing public offerings to any level. They need to actually be competent at running their planets. And I'm not just talking like to a little scale. They literally don't run the planets well enough to be a credible business. And so it just to me, offering public purchase into the planet that you don't have your crap together on is just ripping people off. Like so if something's super profitable, why would they give shares out? The reason that you issue shares is so that you can bring on funds so that you can do greater development and make something better and stuff like that. And in all honesty, most of these planets have sold their shares and not done anything to actually improve the planet. I mean, like, if they want to actually be like a real company and be like, hey, we need to take on cash because we're going to actually make this game better, I'm totally for that. But if it's just like, hey, look, we own this planet, and then what we are going to do is we're going to sell shares because we're not really making any money on our planet, but we want to capitalize on the fact that we own a planet, then how is that even any good? It could happen, but the management team for this game, I think that they have great ideas, but I don't think that they're super competent. Like, just straight up. I don't feel that this game's overall staff, for as good a game as it is, I think that their ability to run a business sucks. That just flat out. The amount of innovation that occurs within the game is low, and the amount of attempting to capitalize off of it is super high. And so I get that Never Die might sell it, but who are they going to sell it to? Because most of the actual partners aren't that good at running anything either. I mean, there's good aspects to most of the planets, but I'm super mixed bag on if it even matters who they sell it to. Just to be honest, I wish I could say that that's MA might buy it back, but MA's not really that competent. Like to be honest, like what innovative thing has MA MindArc hasn't innovated anything for so long that it doesn't matter if they're going to buy it back. All they're going to do is what? Sell a bunch of the ownership of it, and then where is their incentive to do a good job running it? Because now they don't even own all the profits. They'll take half the profits, but they'll take on a whole bunch of cash by selling it, and then while that market runs, they're going to take on a whole bunch of cash because people will be selling and buying and trading those financials, in which, in all honesty, most of their shares suck. Like they haven't made it profitable enough in any capacity to own the shares, except for vanity reasons. And I own shares, so guys, I'm not saying that there's no reason to own shares. I own shares hoping that one day they will get their crap together. But in all honesty, the shares in this game are probably the worst financial investment I have of all financial investments that I have, because they just like, as a percent of return, they're horrible. And then the worst part is you can't even play their market because they put such a ridiculous fee on transaction fees, makes it where like it's worthless to trade. Like, I could watch the market, and even if there's a 5% dip in the market, the transaction fees that they'll place upon the transaction eat it. So you're not going to play the market and make any money. You can buy the stuff, but in all honesty, the payout on them is not super good. I like high payouts. I own shares and I watch them, and I always hope, hey, these guys are really going to get their stuff together. So most of the shares I own, though, are because I'm hoping to God that when they go over to Unreal Engine, that they do such a good job that it does revitalize this game, that it brings in new players, and that maybe I'm hoping that maybe they have further innovations outside of just going to Unreal Engine that they plan to do. That's really what I'm hoping, you guys. And I don't know that they do, but in all honesty, if it's the exact same game, they don't fix any of the issues, and they don't have any further innovation, then they upgrade the graphics to this game, that literally isn't going to do it. Like, that won't mean crap soon. There will be procedural and AI generated worlds soon. Like, if they think that they're going to compete against a generated world that's done at a higher level with a bigger company that's not screwing around all the time, they're wrong. They'll get slaughtered. Like, outside of the fact that a lot of people have a massive sunken cost into this game, they will get murdered if somebody comes out and decides that they're going to develop a game properly and make it cohesive across the board. They'll just get slaughtered right off the bat. Like, that is how what'll happen. So they need to actually decide to innovate. They need to have much. It's a space game, and space sucks. Nothing's going on in space. You have like 4 or 5 different spacecraft, only a couple different like vehicle like weapons. Like, legitimately, as a space game, space almost couldn't exist, and it wouldn't matter almost, except that they sold a bunch of motherships that people put a bunch of money into. But what is there really to do with the motherships? I mean, like, taxi cab people around, legitimately. And so, I don't know. I'm hoping that they decide to get more realistic about the fact that if they don't innovate, this game is literally setting itself up to one day get took out. And it's a super big concern I have because I really like the game, and I really think that it has so much potential. This is the problem that really pisses me off. This game has huge, huge potential. And I think that the staff members are just freaking lazy as crap with development. They literally don't do crap. I mean, if they think an event once a month or a few times a year is going to mean crap to anybody soon, it won't. Like, legitimately, they need to start innovating in more than just a few ways. Or this game will get attacked one day by some other game that's being innovative, that's decided to incorporate NPCs and AI stuff, and literally will just slaughter them. No, planetary partners, that's the thing that pisses me off. That's why I'm like, if MA takes over Rocktopia, they actually kill most of the planetary partners' innovations. There's tons of ideas that the planetary partners have had, and MA is so concerned about stupid crap that doesn't matter that they literally won't let the innovation where it would take place. So them taking over a planet to me is so what? Like MA is not competent. The planetary partners that took over Next Island are more competent. The planetary partners that control Monria and Tulin, they're competent. Cyrene is competent-ish. Like honestly, they need to do a whole bunch there too. Rocktopia, that's a mess. We all know that's a mess. Oh, that's not good because what has MA done though? Like seriously, besides tell people no on stuff and decide that they're going to upgrade the graphics of the game, what have they actually done? There's literally nothing. They don't add new anything. There's no depth to the game because they literally are not. And space is all MA. So space has been around for a long time now, and space is literally never ever been fixed. Oh, that's too bad. I didn't know that the Next Island's owner passed away this last year. That is too bad because honestly, Next Island at one point was totally neglected, and then whoever got it did actually do a pretty good job. And I have no faith in MA doing anything at all. And then they keep on using the excuse of like, well, we don't want to do anything big until we switch it over um to the next system. Literally, they should have got their crap together years ago and been doing stuff. I mean, I just don't know what MA's doing. MA is not competent though, like at all. And I mean, this is my opinion, so I'm probably pissing off a lot of people because they're like, you're bashing it. I'm not bashing the game. The game has more potential than people could believe. This game could be freaking epic. It should have weather and atmospheric conditions. It should have all kinds of stuff going on. There should be space anomalies, and there should be all kinds of different stuff that you might run into in space. Like, it's a space game, and space is as boring as you could possibly make a space. Like, there's no excitement. The thrill of being in space, there's no sense of exploration or foreboding except that you might get attacked by a pirate. Like, if that's not that good. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, the amount of planets sucks. They need a sun somewhere so that there's actually some kind of spatial logic to the solar system. Well, it's a pretty crappy sci-fi game, just to be honest. But it is actually Google it's listed as a space game, just so you know. I get you that it's a sci-fi game, um, but it's a space sci-fi game. It's literally listed as a space sci-fi game. And so, but you're right, it's a sci-fi-ish game. It just they could do so much with this game. So I would like underground ruins that were explorable. I mean, actually explorable, not just hey. And then the mobs are stagnant. The dynamic level that the mobs could be at, well, the amount of money they take in, they could definitely do more. There should be it should be closer to that. I mean, they don't need to copy Eve Online, but in all honesty, the gap that they have in the difference is huge. And in all honesty, the most of the areas aren't that big either. Like you can explore a whole area like fast as crap. Some of the planets are super small. They don't even make sense. They're more like not even a moon. Um, It just should feel bigger and more like explorable than it is. The only planet that's a reasonable size is Calypso, and in all honesty, they haven't developed it to a level that it's impressive or foreboding or anything else. There's nothing, I don't know. I just would like to see them come together, brainstorm how are we going to make this game a game that people will still feel like playing in 20 years, and they'll still feel like there's some sense of adventure. Yeah, but they don't innovate on it. It's just big. Like that's it's a mixed bag. It's big. I like the amount of mobs. So there are things I super freaking like about this game. The amount of mobs is great. They're not dynamic mobs. I would like to see them be more dynamic, more interesting, not just so one dimensional. It has tons of empty space on Cali, um, which some people like because they're fruit walkers and stuff like that. That's people's business. If they want to be a fruit walker, they can. Um, I just think that they could have done a lot more. It just isn't a very dynamic planet at all. I really like some of the stuff that's been done with some of the other planets, and I've heard all kinds of neat things that people had ideas for, like the planetary partners that they just got shut down on. And honestly, I don't understand why they shoot people down on so much crap. Um, on top of that, it just, I don't know. I would like more places that felt like you were actually exploring something, not just I'm walking around. No, that's what they keep saying. They're going to do this in the next 3 years. They're going to do this. They can say that all they want. I've heard that. Here's the thing. I've been playing this for years and years and years, and they haven't innovated. They didn't innovate really before they were going to add it over to the Unreal Engine. I remember when they switched the codecs from the Iron missions and stuff like that. That was super cool. I'm glad that they added codecs. Codex is legitimately pretty much the only innovation that they've had in years and years, like and years of gameplay. And in all honesty, by the time they do their innovations and switch it over to Unreal Engine, they better be lucky as crap if they don't have a competitor that just beats them to it. Switching it over to Unreal in the next 3 years is ridiculous. Like it in no way should take them even a couple years to just switch it over. Yeah, the nanocube change. That's another one, but that was player driven. That's the problem. Players have bitched to get most of the crap that got fixed. Most of the things that have been done to improve the game wasn't MA thinking of it. It was either a planetary partner or players that are just really. So the player base for this game is amazing. So it's super loyal and it's super good community. Like that's the thing that they've got going for them is that they've got an amazing community of players in this game. Like that's like my one of the things that I will tell you, the community inside this game is better than the game. And I love the game, but the game has more potential than they'll ever be realized because they're messing around all the time. The player base, and I get you for the most part. It's not a 100%, and some of this is generalization. So, guys, legit, you're right, King. For the most part, that's true. The player base, amazing, though. You know what I'm saying? You almost can't beat the player base in this game. Oh no, this game could has the potential to be just outstanding. That's one of the things that annoys me is because you can talk to any random player and realize how much potential this game has and what could be done, and everybody that plays it has more than 1,000 ideas of how, and yet the people that literally are getting paid to improve and fix this game, the only thing you hear is, well, we don't want to do that yet, or we're waiting to switch over to Unreal, blah, 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 in the next few years. In the next few years, like in video game world, the next few years doesn't necessarily exist for you. You can be taken out like that. Like in all business, you guys, if you are not innovating, you are going backwards. And that is just fact, guys. In business, if you are not growing, if you are not constantly changing, you are falling behind and you are losing ground. Because somebody else will look at where you are, they will benchmark against you, and they will leapfrog over you. And MA should watch out for that because, in all honesty, what are they going to do if right after they do release onto Unreal 5 and that's their big move, right? What if somebody leapfrogs them? And I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but it does happen to real companies all the time where they think that the next move that they have is going to settle them in fine. And the thing is, everybody else, every other game company, in the meantime, will be building player base, and all of them have the ability to just jump right to Unreal. They don't have to even be in this mode. What if 4 or 5 different space sci-fi games came out in the next year to 2 years, all of them getting early groundwork, all of them being able to benchmark openly against what's going on here? It's going to be in trouble. No, there are no other games like this currently. That's the thing, though. It's currently there are no other games like this. And the thing is, though, they're not innovating enough to keep themselves in a position to where that's forever. Because anybody with a few $1 million could jump this game instantly. It would not take more than $4 or $5 million in development funds to not only purchase the Unreal 5 or whatever it is access. It only costs about $200,000 to $400,000 for an AI generated, system to be put in place. So you're like maybe at $1.5 million to be on Unreal and to have some AI driven actual content that's gonna constantly change. Um, did you guys ever play Star Wars Galaxies? I'm gonna let you know Star Wars Galaxies had aspects of it that years ago it was out. And it was literally had aspects that were above at a higher level than this game. Especially when it comes down to faction based stuff and other things. Like there Star Wars Galaxies, guys, was a super well done game. Like super well done. Was it linked to a real world economy? No. If they had aspects of Star Wars Galaxies at its pinnacle in with this game, and I'm not talking turn it into Star Wars Universe, but there's aspects of certain things that they're missing that are old as crap. It's not even like I'm talking about, hey, they need to innovate in ways that have never been seen before. We've seen in other games aspects that are vastly superior to what they've done right now as it sets. You know what I mean? And so it's just, to me, a lack of. I feel that they're being naughty and they're profiteering instead of innovating. And that's what I feel personally. I would like to see innovation. I want to see this game growing in a way that I know that this game is going to be bigger 30 years from now than it is now. Like big. Because I love the game. I put tons of hours into this game. I have hundreds of videos in this game. I craft in this game. I own a store in this game. So I'm not saying this game isn't good. It just, where is the desire to make it fabulous? You know what I'm saying? Like, this game could be so good. Like, people could just, no, they don't advertise either. The thing is, though, at one point they did advertise, and they butthurt a lot of people because they advertised this game like it was some kind of get rich game, in which it's not a get rich game. You shouldn't do that. People should be playing the game for the fact it's a game, and the fact it's a real world economy is an extra bonus. But a lot of people, from when they did advertise, got really, really mad. There's some serious, anger about when they did advertise, because the way they portrayed it was just deceptive to a point. A lot of people, I don't know if you guys remember when it literally did first start, happening. It really did kind of piss people off, because a lot of people didn't see it as a game, because they introduced it like it was some, you're gonna get rich online. In which, I'm not saying that some people haven't got rich online in this game. They have. But the thing is, do you want that to be the reason your player base is in your game? Like, that they're all like actually just trying to get rich? They're not actually into the game? Like, to me, that's not a good idea. I would rather dudes that are like, nah, I love the crap out of this game, and man, if I got lucky or if I really ground it, I could earn some money. I could get rich. Not not the way it was. Like, now at this point, they should focus on making it a super good space sci-fi game that just so happens to be linked to the real world. No, the combat is pretty freaking not developed. That's what I'm meaning in dynamic mobs. It should feel a little better. Like that, like the smoothness of things could go up. There's just things that could be done to improve the game. Some NPC missions that aren't just stagnant as crap too, guys. I would really like to see some missions that go somewhere, some factions, some actual, like, hey, there's some kind of conflict in the game that's actually a conflict. Yes. Yeah, and their crafting system sucks. Like, them having to make people fell and fell and fell, like, their crafting system just sucks. Just gonna be honest. It just doesn't even make any sense. The fail rate on their crafting system is way too high. This guy might eat me. Nah, he's not. Yeah, so like on 100% blueprint, when you're 100% qualified on the dang thing, and you still are more likely to not succeed at crafting the thing than to succeed, that's just stupid. They're literally just making their crafting system sucky. And I mean, it really does suck as a crafting system. I played crafters in tons of games, so I literally do know for sure that this is one of the shittiest crafting systems I've ever played in a game. Like, flat out. You shouldn't have to make giant runs or work for 2 years to be qualified as a crafter. There should just be more dimension to it. And I'm fully qualified to craft a whole bunch of stuff in this game. But I'm going to let you know this is overall the worst crafting system I've ever seen. Yeah, yeah, no, their crafting system's horrible. Like, for no reason. It's literally gambling even though you're fully qualified, and you're more likely to not succeed on it than to succeed. I'm not talking failures, but when you have a 95% rate of success with a 100% blueprint, that shouldn't be a 95% chance to not fail and a 5% chance to succeed or 10% chance to succeed with a um like literally it makes no sense. It's the worst done crafting system of any game I've played. And that's just straight up to me why. So I only craft certain things because, in all honesty, even fully qualified, even with 100% blueprints, for the most part, you're just gambling with crafting. I mean, like, legitimately, it makes no sense. In which, for me, this guy's a grand. Look at this. I'm pretty sure he would beat the tar out of me, but I kind of want to do something there. Anybody looking for one of these grand Formodian Youngs? Let's scan him. He might get pissed off and come stomp me, you guys. Ooh, 175. Look at his strength. He's gonna hit hard as crap. I'm not gonna fire until we get hit, so we can tell what the damage is. Ooh, he almost one-shotted me. Yeah, let's not do him. That's kind of what I was wondering. He went right through our armor with 135 damage in one shot. We don't want to mess with that. So their crafting system is junk. And the only reason that people have to mine so much crap and farm so much crap is because you're going to have to make 100 clicks in most cases to get anything of value. And so honestly, I think that their crafting system is one of the worst that I've seen in any game. Like, which is sad to say, because I love crafting in games. I'm gonna go this way. Like, I love crafting, you guys. And this game makes crafting almost just not make sense at all. And so, to me, it just, why? Why not just make it to where if you have 100% at blueprint and I mean, you're already not going to probably make most of the things in this game based off of the crafting system being crap. Um, their crafting system was designed to increase the amount of player-to-player transactions going through their auction house. Their crafting system is total shit. Legitimately. And I literally have like a... Here, let's look at my levels in crafting. So my levels in crafting are from 48th level down to 16th is the lowest level, and that's tier upgrader, with an average level of 34 in crafting. So I can craft all kinds of stuff. Most of this crafting system is just total junk. Their system is designed because they literally wanted to make money and be exploitive off of crafting. It's not a good system. It's 100% one of the worst systems I've ever seen in a game. I was a crafter in multiple games. I will be a crafter in additional games in the future. Hopefully, they don't have such a shitty system. And hopefully one day they make this system less shitty too. Like flat out. Like the crafting system in this game is horrible. I'm trying to find an area that's less dense so we can kill these guys. But it makes no sense to make it to where you have to click with a fully qualified dude 8 or so clicks to successfully make a single thing with a 100% blueprint and a fully qualified character. That's like literally no logic. Yes. So realistically, yeah, they should make it where like a person, but see, then they wouldn't make their money off of the auction house. So what they're doing is they've turned crafting into just gambling, in which you're most likely going to fail whatever it is you're going to do, so that they can make the maximum amount of money off of the auction house because their game lacks innovation. So instead of innovating, they have it set up pretty exploitive, to be honest. Like, they don't even have it set up to be pleasurable as a crafter until you're high level and have put hundreds of dollars in as a crafter. Yeah, these guys are way too thick, you guys. This is not a good spot. I'm gonna go find the edge. They're gonna kill me right here. I'm gonna let them kill me too. But yeah, no, it's not logical. It is exploitive. Their crafting system is designed to sell a bunch of materials through the auction house, and that's pretty much what it's designed for. Literally, if they allowed things to actually work in a logical way, the markup that they got would be less because people would succeed faster. And they're trying to make as much money as they can off of that auction house, which, in all honesty, that's like, to me, a huge amount of the aspects of this game are done because they weren't able to figure out how to make money without just like being ridiculous. There's no reason to have such a horrible crafting system unless you're like, oh, how are we going to make some money? Um, it's just ridiculous to me. The crafting system is super bad, you guys. That's it is what it is. I played enough games that I'm pretty critical about most of the games I play at this point. And so it's not like this is the only game that I'm like, oh, that's a huge disappointment. In all honesty, I'm gonna tell you guys the best part of Diablo 4 was the cutscenes. The overall game, not that good. Kinda sucks. It's super redundant, super quickly. They literally didn't live up to the hype. Diablo 2 is a better game than Diablo 4. That's just how it is. Um, which is sad because Diablo 2 was so good that so many people were so excited for Diablo 4. And in all honesty, Diablo 4 was just them figuring out that they could make money. They've got 100 and something dungeons that are all the same freaking dungeon. There's no variation at all. The storyline you play through in less than 40 hours. Like to me, I like grinding if it goes somewhere. Yeah, so people like grinding when it goes somewhere. What are you going to have be different if they don't innovate? Like, and I'm not saying that they can't innovate, because this game could be super freaking good, you guys. There should be ruins underground. There should be places that if you find, You're one of the only people that knows about it, and it's unique and its own experience. There could be just a million different things, but legitimately at this point, it seems that MA is more focused on like trying to figure out ways they can get money out of their game and not focused on actually making the game good. Like, the game is already the game that it is. So if they don't try to make it better, it's just stagnating because that's how games work. Like, that's how everything works. If you're not evolving, you're falling behind. And to me, they're going to fall behind. If I had enough money, I could nuke this game in less than a year. Just to be honest, you guys. This game would be super easy to take out. Because they aren't good at player relations, to be honest, except a few of the planet partners. The planet partners are better at player relations than the actual game itself. And their auction house system sucks. Their exchange isn't that good either. And so to me, Cyberpunk was a little bit of a letdown. I was super excited about that too. That was a big letdown too. The game companies as a whole, man, I don't know what's up with them. Lately, they don't think that they have to actually do a good job, you guys. It's really bullcrap. I've been watching people play, what's the game that new right now? Starfield? I was super excited about maybe playing Starfield. Now I'm literally less excited the more I see of that game. It looks like they basically put Fallout 4 out, but you can be in space now, but you don't get settlement building or any of the other in-depth part of it. And my understanding is you can beat through Starfield in 40 hours. And so like to me that's not okay. Like, the depth of the game is not there. And people were expecting such a big, but it's legit Fallout 4 with new guns and new skins and more limitations, but you're in space now. And so I'm like, I don't understand the idea of why that was, what did they really add to the situation? And so, I don't know. I'm hoping some kind of game likes to throw out some kind of goodness at us all someday soon. Because, in all honesty, it is very frustrating. If you love games and you're waiting for that next, hey, this was a super good experience, you know what I'm saying? Most of us really just want a world that's super immersive, that doesn't feel blah. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you can grind for years and still lose money on a consistent basis, not even turn to where you're like, oh, there's a realistic chance that you'll break even, and the markups are horrible. So people cutthroat themselves because everybody's grinding levels, right? So they sell stuff for less than it costs them to actually do it, because they justify lost courts because they're grinding and they're leveling or they're skilling or this or that. But you're gonna be skilling forever. Like like when are you not gonna be skilling? Like, just gonna be honest. Like, most people just continue to deposit, continue to deposit. I try to avoid depositing. Outside of what we do for player rewards and stuff like that, for the most part, I don't deposit anymore. I mean, I buy some ammo once in a while to do something, but I've firmly attempted to shift to where I try to only make specific items in the auction house, and I only craft what I'm good at crafting that overpowers their absolutely ridiculous situation with that stuff. But no, for the most part, I do think that Entropia really is going the wrong way. Because, so imagine that somebody just makes a game like this, but they're not trying to profit off of the players to the same degree. Imagine that they set it up to where when you go and mine something, if you have 5 clicks, you'll probably get one, even starting out. So that you're not just wasting tons of money to make junk gear, because most of the gear in this game is trash. It literally, there's not that much depth to the gear. You've got basic stats, basic kill stuff, basic attack stuff. There's really no depth to any of this gear besides the fact that it has a different graphic. You know what I'm saying? And we could all spend different amounts of output, but basically it's all the same. I don't know. I think that there's depth issues. This is my rant for today. I still love the game, you guys, but their auction house and their crafting system is absolute garbage. Just to be honest. It's like the worst part of the game. Is the auction house itself, the way it's set up, and the just overall lack of innovation. Crazy lack of innovation. Like, this game takes in so much money to have zero innovation. It just doesn't even make any sense. And honestly, Unreal Engine 5, I'm not convinced that that's going to change anything. I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping it brings in new players. I'm hoping that they probably institute some new things of any kind. But I'm not 1,000,000% convinced that they will. And overall, the fact that they went public and sold stocks makes me less confident in them. So, a company that doesn't plan on using a bunch of money for a reason, if it's actually planning on doing a better job in the future, they don't sell their stocks, you guys. Just so you know, if you guys follow stocks, companies that are doing super well will attempt stock buybacks, and in most cases, if they're really doing well, they'll even attempt to privatize themselves. So the other reason that you sell stock is either you're trying to raise capital for innovations, in which they've sold stocks and issued financials multiple times with no innovations on the other side of that. So that means that basically all they are doing is profiteering, and that means that they saw that selling ownership in themselves was more profitable than the likelihood of the actions they would take. And that's just finance class, guys. That's just reality. If you own a company and you think that you're going to make more money off of the innovations that you're about to carry out, the only reason that you sell stock is if you need to capitalize to be able to carry out those innovations. None of the innovations that they've done are justifying crap to me. And so at that point, I just assume that they thought that there was more value in selling out their ownership in their own game than the future of the game. Because if you think that you're really going to do a great job, if you think you're really going to make it more profitable and a better game, you don't sell stock. Just let you know. Like, in fact, you do a stock buyback. And so to me, them selling stock makes it less likely that I believe that they think that they're going to do something. Now, if they want to go and break down a great explanation of why they needed to capitalize that money, and there could be one, right? So the other reason is because you need to capitalize because you're going to do something big. Now, if that's what's happening, then they need to say so. But Unreal Engine is not a big enough thing to be like, you know what we needed to do? We needed to capitalize money to go to Unreal Engine. That's just not realistic. That's some bogus stuff because going to Unreal Engine shouldn't even be that expensive. We could find out how much it costs. Let's find out. How much you guys think it costs? It's Unreal 5 that they're going to, right? We'll ask an AI. How much does it cost to switch a video game over to Unreal Engine 5? Okay, so they have to pay 5% gross. So it's not costing them anything to switch over. Just so you guys know, costs nothing. Anybody making less than $1 million can do it for free. Unreal Engine. Yeah, Unreal Engine 5 is not, yeah. They have to pay a 5% fee for use of Unreal Engine 5. So it's not even an upfront price that I can see right now. I'm kind of, there's hidden costs to it and royalties, it says too. Huh. Yeah, it costs money to do that. Does it cost more than what they bring in per year to where you'd have to capitalize? Like, to me, no. They already have development staff. That's already a fixed cost. You know what I'm saying? And so, I get what you're saying, but for the most part, no, they didn't need to sell stock to do that, for sure. And so, you can't just hit a button, but they're going to take 3-something years with their development staff, in which a ton of the stuff in Unreal Engine, supposedly they work with you to bring in, what did they call them? Game assets. And so I don't know how much is on their end. I don't know how much is on Entropia's end. It's a mixed bag, guys. It's hard to know. They could break down the costs, but I looked at their financials already, and guess what? Their development costs don't justify crap. Just so you guys know, we pulled their financials already before. I've looked at their development costs. Their development costs aren't even itemized down in their stuff in any capacity. Like, legitimately. You guys are more than welcome to pull their 10Q report. It will not impress you too much. They already pull in a ton of money. Well, Unreal doesn't really give a crap about all that stuff. It doesn't take 3 years for sure. Unreal Engine, it's not Unreal Engine. There's already games coming. It's not Unreal Engine that's the holdup. It's MA for sure that's the holdup, guys. Like, it's not taking 3 years because Unreal Engine. It's taking 3 years because the Entropia team is going to take 3 years. And that'll allow them to kick off any kind of, hey, upgrade to the game, because they'll just use the excuse of, oh, oh, I think that they're eventually going to go to Unreal Engine. I just, what will that mean in 3 years? I mean, in 3 years, so technology jumps quick. So, say another company comes out with something that just beats the crap out of Unreal 5. Then they're already behind. And 3 years is enough time that for sure, with the assistance of all the technology that exists today, Unreal Engine likely won't be the top of the line thing in 3 years. Oh yeah, no, Epic Games, it said Epic Games, but Epic Games already, there's already games in test version on Unreal. So, I don't know. Yeah, that's the problem. By the time they get over there, if it takes them 3 years, they'll be moving to a new system that will already be an old system. Well, and that's cool. Um, so I'm gonna be honest. The whole tokens and game coin stuff is eventually, because governments are greedy as crap, gonna be regulated. Because they're always looking at even cryptocurrencies and stuff like that to regulate them in ways that I would have never thought was going to happen. And so I'm kind of curious what happens over the next few years with that. On taxes and stuff like that, in a lot of countries, they ask you what kind of virtual currency that you've purchased over the last year. The only reason they'd even be curious about that crap is because they're thinking about getting involved in something with it. And so, but I do think that's interesting. Hold on. Crisis Engine. Oh, yeah, I honestly don't know enough about that game. I wish I did. I mean, hold on, let me read this up real quick. Oh, so I never played Crisis 2, so I really don't have. This is a neat area. I don't really have context to that at all, actually. I wish I did. This is super stable. This game is a super. So things about this game are really good. So I'm not just all bad, you guys. There's super good aspects of this game. And there's super WT aspects of this game. The way they run the development of the game is one of my biggest issues. Actually, that's like my only issue, is the lack of innovation is ridiculous. The way the crafting system is set up is absolutely illogical. It literally doesn't make any sense at all. And so to me, I'm like, why? Why would they have it set up like that? I mean, oh. So I don't know if I played a lot of games on CryEngine. I might have. You know, when I was younger, I didn't pay attention to what system they were on. Just gonna be honest, guys. I just played games and hoped to God that they were good. But at this point, so many of the game companies are so lazy and putting out junk. I honestly, my deal. It's not just Entropia that screws around all the time. I've bought tons of games over the last few years, and even the biggest blockbuster games, I feel that most of the time the game companies are just skipping out junk so that they can make some money. I don't feel that they do a great job in any capacity, even though they have these great systems and these all this new technology and all the great graphics and stuff like that. Their storyline sucks like crap in most cases, and so New World, a lot of people really like that. That I never played New World, and I thought about playing it. The game I'm waiting to get disappointed on next, and I'm hoping I don't get disappointed, is Nightingale. I'm really like big time hoping that it's going to be a great game. My faith in the gaming industry's ability to actually put out a good game that's just not them attempting to make money is and I want them to make money, but literally the quality of the games they put out anymore are crap. Oh, that's good. So, New World super popular. You know the other one that didn't actually get fixed until it lost its popularity is that Conan game. That's the online Conan world. Literally, I heard tons of crap about it until finally, like, it wasn't popular anymore and they started fixing it because they were losing player base so much that they literally had to make it a good game finally, or they were just going to not have a game. That's bullcrap. No Man's Sky is better now. Yeah, I have No Man's Sky. I play it sometimes. I think it's very slow paced, to be honest, but No Man's Sky is fascinating. They did an okay job. Starfield, I'm watching people play it. There's 40 hours or something like that, a storyline in the game, and to me it just like looks like they put Fallout 4 in space, took away the ability for you to settlement build, and now you have a ship. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, but I am watching that. I was super excited about it until I watched the early gameplay on it, and now I'm not as excited about it. Which is really sad because I really was like, oh, a space game, blah, blah, blah. And what did they bring new? Like, you can't break down your weapons. I mean, they didn't fix the what you call them, the henchmen and stuff like that. Still block you and do all kinds of dumb stuff. But it's Fallout 4 with less options, but you get a spaceship. And I was like super excited about that. Now I'm less excited, which is kind of a bummer because it was on my list of games I wanted to frickin' get. You know what I'm saying? I was super, super wanting to get it. And now I've watched a bunch of people play it and I'm like, crap. So once you're bored with the storyline and have already done the storyline, without the settlement building and stuff like that, what the crap are you gonna do? You're done with the game. It's like with Diablo 4. I'm almost to be finished with all of the dungeons. I have maybe 16 more or something like that or less. There's nothing for me to do in that game. It's pointless. Like, as soon as I finish the last few dungeons, I'm not going to continue playing it. I'm legitimately 100% going to uninstall. And it was super good for a few hours. Like, it has no legs as a game. Diablo 2 has people still playing it to this day. There will not be anybody playing that game. Their seasons don't mean crap. Like, nobody gives a crap about your. So, Fortnite players care about the next season and stuff like that. PvP gamers. When I used to play PUBG, I gave a crap about when the new season would start because I could establish my ranking and stuff like that. Um, Diablo 4, I don't give a crap what my rank is in that game. Literally, it's pointless. Like, there's no point to having a good rank in Diablo 4. Once I was done with the storyline, the whole rest of the game started being just like the same thing again and again and again. And to me, once a game loses that whole, like, anything in it is new to do or anything in it is fresh, I'm not gonna just play it to play it. So I hope Outer Worlds 2 will be good. Out the first one was good. You know what I mean? That's the problem with these guys in the game companies, is that they put out a good game and then they put out part 2 and you can't even be guaranteed that part 2 is going to be good even though it was part of the same series. And I don't know why that is. I don't think it's cool. I actually find it super annoying because some of us really love our game series. I love game series. So when they sit there and they put out the next one and it's actually not as good as the last one, Baldur's Gate looks amazing. And if I wasn't trying to finish through a bunch of stuff, I would have jumped onto it. And I might anyway after I'm done with some stuff. But at this point, I'm trying to get a bunch. I never played Anthem. That's one I haven't played. I don't know about Anthem, guys. But yeah, I'm super disappointed with game companies right now. I think that they're very much focused on making money, and they don't. I think that they have a bunch of non-gamers running the game companies. They like a bunch of guys that are like, how do we make next sale and how do we make some money this quarter? And they don't just ask themselves, how do we deliver a super high quality experience for our game players? Mm. Oh, Destiny. Okay. Yeah, I never played Destiny except over at friends' houses, and I felt it was like interesting. I thought it was kind of interesting game. I played it at people's houses. I don't think they are passionate. No. Yeah, I'm on that with you. Like the just wanting to deliver a high quality experience. Like there's no way that they think, "Oh, the experience we're delivering is so good. That was amazing." And so, but you guys remember when games used to be like that, where like you felt like you had been through something when you had played the game. That's what I actually expect out of a game. I want to feel like I had some kind of experience. And so I want them to craft some kind of actual experience. I don't want to just, especially for the price that they're freaking asking for games anymore, and the fact that they've put microtransactions and every other way that they could to just freaking get money out of a game that's been beaten to the ground. None of them deliver the experience that a real gamer wants, to where it feels like you were taken on some kind of journey, where like the beginning of the game and the end of the game, you've got something out of it substantial. And so yeah, to me, I'm just like, psh. Yeah, they get money hungry. And they forget that what made them the money in the first place is that they had a great game idea and they delivered a great gaming experience to a large amount of people who frickin' were appreciative and bought the game. And that itself is its own marketing. I'm going to tell you what, some indie game company could come in and wipe these guys up by just delivering a game that was highly talked about and super freaking good. And I would like to get back to the days where instead of them focusing on stupid crap, they sit there and figure out how to deliver an absolutely high quality experience to the player. Because legitimately, at the end of the day, that's your consumer. And we all know that all gamers talk, right? So if you can just deliver a super high quality experience to people, you know what I mean? You've got free marketing. Because any of us are going to be like, man, I'm playing this game. It's so freaking good. You've got to try this. You guys are going to tell me, man, I just tried this game. It's so damn good. And then I'm going to jump on that because at this point, I don't trust anything the game companies say. Like they can say like, "Oh, this is the next groundbreaking or this is the next installment of blah blah blah." In fact, at this point, the second they say it's the next installment of something, I'm like, "How did they screw up this game?" Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like their next installment literally is just puked back up the same thing but with less creativity and less of everything and less of the experience that you got from the original. So then all of a sudden, oh, I've heard of Divinity. I've not played Divinity. Is Divinity good? Or was it good? Are they going to have a Divinity 2? Oh, good. See, when was it put out? When did Divinity come out? Is this a back in the good old days when they gave a crap? I'm gonna be honest, the guys that are the money dudes, they need kept out of the game development area. Like, cause at this point, they're just they're just killing games. Cause they literally have turned them into just microtransaction heck, in which most of the content that they've got is just crap, and they're shallow. They're shallow games, guys. This is super good though. Yeah, I just want them to get back to making good games that are designed to be high quality experience for people. Well, I probably would. I super love complex games that have depth, where not everybody is doing just the exact same crap because there's so much depth. To where, like, you need four or five other people because the mobs are complex enough that you can't just attack in a single strategy. You have to have some kind of plot. You know what I mean? Do you guys remember when the good old days when you had to actually put together a raid to do some mobs because there actually needed to be like a dude that pulled and a dude that fucking, oh sorry, F word, a dude that debuffed and a dude that would like pull aggro for a second or DI. I mean, like, things used to actually make sense and be good. I'll have to check it out. I like games. Right now, I'm attempting to rip through some stuff so that I can free up time and actually focus on hoping that a real good game comes out, you guys. I'm just hoping a good game comes out at this point. And I'm not trying to be complaining, but I am a little complaining today. I'll have to admit it. Maybe I ate the wrong food or something. I had actually really good food. So I don't know why I'm so feisty today. Obviously feisty. Yeah, some days I'm feisty. Most days I'm not though, you guys. So, but yeah, I'm not too happy about the delivered experience. I think most of these game developers need to play their game and ask themselves, do I feel that I've actually just had a worthwhile experience? And do I feel that I could do this for 30, 40, 50, a year, or 2 years and still be happy with my experience? Because if you couldn't still be enjoying your experience in 6 months, you're producing a crap game. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of the games. I want them to do a better job making the player experience better. And so maybe that we all just need to have the game companies hire a game experience advisors and stuff like that or something. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of lost on what the best option for the gaming industry would be. But a game experience panel of some kind that says, hey, I don't think this is the game experience you guys were trying to deliver would be super good for me. Because I don't feel that they really do try to deliver a solid experience. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have enough money to buy a game development company yet. Or we would. Just gonna be honest. I play turn-based games sometimes. Usually they're so depending on the turn-based game, they can be super good. Just so you know. Um, the last few I've tried, I thought that they just did a crappy job on them, to be honest. But I thought that the game wasn't crappy because the turn-based system. I thought that the people had just not attempted to do a good job. So one of the games that I played a long time ago that's super well is Romance of the Nine Kingdoms or something like that. And it's totally a turn-based game. It's a turn-based strategy game. It's not complicated at all. And it was an excellently done game. You know what I'm talking about? The Asian War game. It's super well done. And so it just is. You can make a turn-based game amazing. You know what I'm saying? It has to have depth and it has to have some complexity, and most of them don't really actually have any depth. And I don't want to feel like I played through your game and I've exhausted every different direction I could go within 24 to 40 hours. I want to feel like there was some depth to the game to where I can play through it once and I can play through it differently and it's absolutely a different game. And most of the games that they put out right now, you literally can play through it once, and if you go to play through it again, it literally is, there's no reason to. That's one of the things really frustrating me right now. It with a lot of different games I've tried is I played through them. I played through them in less than 48 hours, and then all of a sudden, I need to actually unload some of this stuff. I've just been stockpiling things for a long time. It's actually worse than you guys think. So I've got a lot of stuff. I don't even need to craft for a while. Like, I've got most of the materials that I make for the auction house. I've got like well over the amount I need. But I do need to go through this and actually fix stuff. Um, I'm gonna. Oh, I'm gonna wait. So I'm waiting till we finish our sci-fi fantasy novel. I'll show you what I have that's hilarious in here. That I'm waiting for Land and Snow. I think is who owns a land area. Somebody that owns a land area, basically, I need them to get a hold of me. Where's the poop? I have a giant pile of let me look for this stuff. We'll just go like this. I'm trying to find the dung. I have a giant pile of dung for a landowner, but I need them to get a hold of me. Oh, it's not you. Okay, well I apologize. Who is the one that wanted the dung, guys? What does dung look like? Let me find the dung. I have a lot of it, guys. Trying to remember what dung looks like. Well, somewhere in here is a giant pile of dung that I was planning on getting to a landowner so they could upgrade their land. I don't know where it is though. Oh, it's not in materials? I don't know. Oh, it is. It's over here. Okay. So I have 1,800 and something dung, which I would assume is enough for a landowner to upgrade their stuff. And so if a landowner eventually wants to get a hold of me, I don't know who it was that asked for that. I have that here for them. You know what I'm saying? That's the plan. Is to yeah, that basically I'm slowly stockpiling stuff, but I have the auction house filled right now. I'm gonna make more stuff, but we could make a lot of stuff at this point. Like, I don't know. I have to get rid of some of these bearing blueprints, obviously. I need to organize that stuff. But I have 59 pages of random crap that we could make that I don't even know. We don't make most of it because their crafting system sucks. You can use it to combine and you fertilize land. You basically make fertilizers and then they load it into their thing and it upgrades the land area and makes it more rich or something like that. I don't own a land area, guys, so I don't know exactly. But you use dung to make fertilizer for your land area. And that's basically what people use it for. Real quick, is anybody? Well, I'll wait till we're done with little commercial things. I don't know who else is in commercial. Trying to kind of see where we're at. We're at six of something. Mm, I don't like that. We'll have to wait. Does anybody have a preference on who we raid over to? Is basically the question, though. And I mean, it can be anybody. I'm okay with rating you guys, rating somebody that you know, rating um, a random person. You know what I'm saying? Let me look at this. We've got Entropia. You know, let me look who else here. There's a lot of games that are similar to Entropia coming out. Is what I'm kind of getting. Besides the hey, real world economy. Okay, so we've got. Let me see what people are doing. Okay. Okay. Well, let me find somebody. Let's see what large gamer's doing. I think he's working out and stuff and doing some things. I don't really know what he's doing. It does look like he's working out while playing. So let's go over to him and encourage him being healthy. That's awesome. Thank you guys very much for hanging out and just being amazing. I'm going to click the button that will start the countdown. Oh, towers are if you get super lucky, you guys. I wish we had a tower. We didn't get a tower, guys. We wanted a tower. Peace, very best wishes. You guys have an amazing day.